I see more people coming to San Diego. I see people coming here from all over the world. This hotel has become my home. This is my future. I'm extremely excited about what's going on right now. San Diego is a place to be in 2014.
I see Comic-Con staying in San Diego forever. I see the streets lined with Klingons and steampunks and Spider-Men.
I want to see the homeless people with jobs. If the homeless could be helped and people care, I think it'd be a much better place.
I see a higher minimum wage so working people don't have to struggle to make ends meet.
I just really want to feel safe, and I know that here in San Diego, we need to make sure that we have more police officers and definitely more fire stations.
I want more young people to be given the opportunity to learn and love the diversity of the fine arts. Mi deseo es que a más jóvenes se les brinde la oportunidad de aprender y amar la diversidad de las bellas artes.
I'd like to see a lot more foot traffic here to the Hillcrest neighborhoods, as well as some of the vacant storefronts, having them filled with some vibrant businesses. 2014 is going to be an incredible year, and of course, more beer.
I'll drink to that.
I see communities becoming more vibrant centers of culture, commerce, and engagement.
In the future for the public transportation, what I see is that the public is going to be leaving their cars at home.
More rapid transit projects coming online, like the Mid-City BRT, saving people time and money as they get to and from work, and station planning in our communities around the Mid-Coast trolley line expansion.
I see more people on bikes, riding on safe, protected bike lanes on city streets free of potholes, so that they're safe for everyone.
I see a San Diego where people can leave the keys for the car on the kitchen table and walk to great places like Balboa Park and some of the fantastic restaurants here in town.
I see San Diego running on 100% renewable energy.
I see a vibrant and dynamic partnership between San Diego and Mexico that creates a thriving regional economy. Yo veo una simbiosis fuerte entre San Diego y México, facilitando una economía vibrante y dinámica para nuestra región.
I see San Diego moving forward by taking care of its neighborhoods, protecting their local character, but also planning for sustainable growth, and increasing mobility in the neighborhoods and regionally, and then expanding economic opportunity, prosperity in every neighborhood. All that within a context of quality of life for all San Diegans.
Last summer, San Diego found itself in need of a leader who could restore calm, command respect, bring order to the management of our city, and get us back on track, providing quality services for our fine citizens. We were lucky to have the right person at the right time right here at City Hall who was willing to step in and lend a hand to make sure San Diego got back on its feet and finished the year on a very positive note. With a clear vision for what our city needs, a firm hand on the wheel, a collaborative, can-do style, and a dedicated team working to rebuild trust in our city government, this smart and selfless elected official graciously assumed the top executive position and engaged us all in the recovery effort. He's more than our mayor. He's more than a council member or a city council president. He is a true statesman, providing guidance and compassion as he's diligently worked in a very, very short time to lead our city forward into a brighter and more prosperous future. It is with great pleasure and much respect that I ask you to join me in welcoming and thanking that leader, the Honorable Todd Gloria.
Applause, applause, applause. I live for the applause, applause, live for the applause, applause, live for the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause, applause. Give me the thing that I love, turn the lights on, put your hands up, make them turn it on.
Thank you, Council President Pro Tem Leitner. I am deeply honored by that introduction and so proud to call you a colleague and a friend. Good evening, my fellow council members, our city attorney, and neighbors from throughout the San Diego-Tijuana region. I thank you for being here with us tonight. More than that, I thank you for being with us for this past year. Just a few short months ago, I, along with many of you, came to grips with the fact that our city was facing an unprecedented crisis of confidence that would not be easily or quickly resolved. When it became clear that the city charter would soon dictate a destiny that I surely hadn't contemplated, I identified 3 critical issues that I would need to address immediately in order to get our city back on track. Number 1, get the machinery of city government functioning again so that our citizens and business owners would have their needs for city services met in a timely, efficient, and effective manner. Number 2, restore confidence in our city and its leaders and remind us why this is such a special place for so many who live here, work here, and visit here. And number 3, rebuild morale and confidence amongst the 10,000 people who deliver those city services, dedicate themselves to our city, and take pride in being a workforce without equal. Tough challenges, to be sure, but necessary for reaching a place where we could all once again say that we are proud to be San Diegans. Before I begin my formal remarks this evening, I would like to acknowledge the people who helped me deliver on those first 2 objectives, our city employees. I would ask all the city employees to please rise and stand and be recognized for your service to this community. Please stand. I know you're shy, but I want you to stand up. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you have done. Without you, none of this progress would have been possible. Thank you. And humbly, and in particular, I would like to thank the members of my staff. The members of my staff in the council office, the mayor's office, and the executive protection detail for stepping up and delivering when your city needed you the most. Each of you has my sincerest and deepest gratitude. I'd also like to acknowledge my parents, Linda and Phil Gloria, who are in the audience this evening. They taught me the importance They taught me the importance of hard work and modeled the values that I carry with me today: compassion, integrity, and respect. I often share that my parents taught me that if I were to care about something, I should leave it better than I found it. That has guided me throughout my entire life, even more strongly since I became your mayor. I've tried to approach the responsibility that comes with the office of the mayor with one overriding goal: doing what is best for San Diego. We will leave this city better than we found it. Now, working together, we have had some important victories since last we gathered. Together, we celebrated the opening of the San Diego Central Library at Joan and Irwin Jacobs Common, just a few blocks from here. This is more than a building to house books. It's an icon, and it embodies San Diego's commitment to the future. And I'm clearly not the only one who's fallen in love with our new library. Daily attendance has more than doubled, and those who have been there rave about the colorful and playful elevator, the Dr. Seuss-inspired children's area, the 3-story glass-encased reading room, and the rows and rows of computers providing free public internet access. After 30 years of trying, how did we finally build this 9-story library? By working together. With the help of our redevelopment agency, a state grant, the San Diego Unified School District, thousands of San Diegans who made individual contributions, both large and small, and our amazing library director, Deborah Barrow, we have forever changed our skyline and our civic culture. And San Diegans dreamed of a new central library. The public, private, and nonprofit sectors worked together to make that dream a reality. And that is how it is supposed to work. The library is a roadmap for San Diego to follow as we chart our path to the future. Built with unprecedented collaboration, its soaring heights and breathtaking architecture remind us of the need to dream big and the importance of working hard to accomplish those dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, we must dream big. San Diego will always be America's finest city, but we shouldn't be content with just being fine. We must dare to be great. Tonight, I will lay out the ways that we can continue to build upon this work and what more we can accomplish together. The foundation for San Diego's greatness has already been laid, thanks to our strengthening city finances. We are a national role model for reform and fiscal discipline. With the help of our employee unions, we have implemented landmark retiree health care reform and ratified multi-year labor agreements. Importantly, we have paid our pension bill in full and on time each of the last 9 years. Just last month, Standard & Poor's upgraded the city's credit rating, and this signals to the rest of the world that San Diego's fiscal house is in order. We accomplished this by working together. Our financial outlook shows that we are on a positive trajectory. However, we must work together to ensure that we remain committed to fiscal discipline so that we can tackle urgent concerns like police officer retention and emergency response times. We must prioritize, we must compromise, we must implement voter-approved reforms, and we must approve a budget that is balanced both financially and fairly so that all San Diegans receive the services they need. A well-run organization is also key to our strong foundation for greatness. I've seen the city function well, and I've seen us grind to a halt. With that experience in mind, and through discussions with city employees at all levels, the city's management structure has been reorganized, and an amazing executive team has been appointed to focus on putting San Diego and its citizens first. This reorganization will ensure that information is shared efficiently and fairly, that decisions are made quickly and in line with our rules and regulations, that the city recognizes and promotes talented employees, and then empowers them to make decisions that are in our city's best interests. Working together, we will keep our focus on you, the citizens. I could not be more proud of the service of our Chief Operating Officer, Scott Chadwick, our Assistant Chief Operating Officer, Stacy LaMedico, our Chief Financial Officer, Mary Lewis, our Deputy Chief Operating Officers, Tony Heinrichs, Jeff Sturak, Ron Villa, and of course, our Police Chief, Bill Lansdowne, and our Fire Chief, Javier Maynard. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your leadership. And to my fellow council members, I am so grateful for your unanimous support of my proposals and for putting your trust in this team. Supporting these high-caliber professionals in their leadership positions allows us to take our city to the next level. And our next mayor will benefit from these changes to make our city more responsive, transparent, and efficient. Now that plan, this team of leaders, our 10,000 employees, and our 1.3 million citizens will work together to make us a model of efficiency. Together, we will find new ways to cut costs and to take those savings and reinvest them in our neighborhoods to reduce emergency response times, improve police officer retention, and increase library hours. With fiscal strength and organizational efficiency as our foundation, we can build a truly great world-class city. The biggest single barrier to achieving our greatness is our city's infrastructure. I'm certain I speak for everyone here when I say that San Diego has a problem with crumbling streets and sidewalks and aging sewer and water pipes. Am I right? Yeah, I know. We have at least $898 million worth of known repair work in our neighborhoods. When you add in other obligations, that total likely exceeds $2 billion. Despite our improving finances, we do not have $2 billion. I'm proud of the work of this city council and our former mayor, Jerry Sanders, have made to ramp up our infrastructure investments. And I know that that's partially because I coined the term sexy streets. Last March, the City Council adopted a funding plan of almost $720 million over the next several years to fix streets and sidewalks. Just yesterday, this City Council unanimously approved a $120 million bond to help us improve our neighborhoods to a level closer to what San Diegans deserve. Repairing streets and storm drains, replacing aging facilities with bond funds is fiscally responsible and community-focused, with more than $43 million in the bond are proposed for streets resurfacing. And that's a whole lot of sexy streets. Some of the other projects in that bond include the Skyline, San Ysidro, and San Carlos libraries, the Skyline and Home Avenue fire stations, the replacement of Fire Station 22 in Point Loma and Fire Station 5 in Hillcrest. Ladies and gentlemen, working together, we can rebuild our neighborhoods. Now, this bond will make a difference, but a piecemeal approach to this issue, an issue this large and this important, will not be enough. Given tight financial constraints, competing priorities, and our extensive backlog of needs, it is time to think bigger. I will work this year with my council colleagues, the independent budget analysts, and external stakeholders from labor and business on a more aggressive bond program to be placed on the ballot to complete high-priority projects that have been delayed for far too long and to comprehensively address our neighborhood needs. Working together, I am confident that we can build a proposal that voters will support in 2016. Now, infrastructure is not just a neighborhood issue. It's also an economic competitiveness issue. Well-maintained roads and other public facilities help attract investment and jobs to our city. Strengthening our economy and creating jobs must be a priority as we work together to build this great city. We demonstrated our ability to grow our local economy with a strong bipartisan coalition to expand the San Diego Convention Center. The Convention Center expansion will create more than 3,000 construction jobs and 7,000 permanent new jobs. It will generate an additional $13 million in city tax revenues that we can use for public safety and street repairs. And it will have a total estimated economic impact of nearly $700 million and importantly help us retain Comic-Con as a signature San Diego event. That's for my Trekkies out there. The unanimous vote by the California Coastal Commission, a rare feat for any project, but especially noteworthy for one this large, underscores the work that we did together to build a strong and community-focused project. And I'd like to acknowledge the work of Steve Cushman and, of course, Supervisor Greg Cox in getting that thing over the finish line. This project also provides us with an example of how we can create consensus to move forward with other big civic projects like a new football stadium. Now speaking, that was for you, Dad. Speaking of the Chargers, it was exciting to promote San Diego to the 41 million viewers of Sunday's playoff game with a commercial paid for by our tourism marketing district. Many of those viewers in cold and wintry places were reminded of all that our world-class city has to offer. And when they travel here soon, they will help the 160,000 San Diegans who work in our tourism industry. When those visitors come, they will find that we have outgrown our image as a small Navy town, but we are proud to continue to be a proud military city. We have restored lines of communication in Washington, D.C. to protect San Diego's Navy and Marine Corps installations as the federal government wrestles with its budget challenges. We will make clear that we welcome additional investments in the region that strengthen our national defense, support local businesses, create good jobs, and perhaps most importantly, allow San Diego to benefit from the many service members, veterans, and their families who end up calling our city home. Our strong relationship received a boost just last week when the Secretary of the Navy confirmed that despite false claims by some, San Diego will remain a key partner in the building and repair of our nation's ships in 2014 and beyond. Of course, San Diego has a third key economy, and that's innovation. In the year ahead, with the leadership of our planning director, Bill Fulton, we will launch an economic growth strategy for the city that will provide clear, measurable instruments to attract, retain, and grow manufacturing, high-tech, biotech, and life science companies. It will expand, you can applaud for that, it's okay. It will expand on our City Council's successful regulatory relief efforts like the Sidewalk Cafe Ordinance, fee deferral, and other common sense measures that are creating more jobs. Coupled with a renewed emphasis on community plan updates and working together with Civic San Diego in neighborhoods like Encanto and City Heights, we will see incredible progress bringing economic vitality to every corner of San Diego. Now, our local economy is only truly strong if it works for all San Diegans. The high cost of living, coupled with growing income inequality, is a threat to our ability to build a great city. San Diego must not be divided between the very poor and the very wealthy. A great city must have a vibrant, growing middle class. And that is why I believe it is time to support an increased minimum wage for San Diego. No one who works full-time should have to live in poverty. According to the Center on Policy Initiatives, 28% of full-time, year-round employees earn less than the $30,000 which is needed to live self-sufficiently in San Diego. A full-time minimum wage job in San Diego pays about half that amount. And although California's minimum wage is scheduled to increase in 2016, that translates into an annual salary of less than $21,000, which simply is not enough in a city with a high cost of living like ours. The Economic Policy Institute and other experts state that raising the minimum wage will stimulate the economy and benefit taxpayers. Lower-income workers are more likely to spend their additional wages on basics like food and housing and transportation. That's good for business. It's good for San Diego, and it is good for all of us. Minimum wage earners would also rely less on public assistance to meet their most basic needs. In recent months, we have vigorously debated the most effective way to provide affordable housing to our low-income citizens. Let's reduce the need for subsidized housing. Let's start paying people enough to be able to afford the rents and mortgages in our city. The City Council should place a measure to raise the minimum wage before the voters this November, and working together, I believe we can and we must do this. We've already used this collaborative approach to tackle a pressing poverty issue, homelessness. There's more momentum on homelessness issues in San Diego than I have ever seen before. More and more players from the business community and service providers to the public and private sectors are actively engaged now, putting focus and resources toward ending homelessness. This past year, working together has generated tangible results. We opened Connections Housing, a year-round facility focused on providing permanent supportive housing. It's not just saving lives, but it is creating long-term cost savings and allowing us to utilize our limited resources more effectively. I've continued to work with the Housing Commission, the Downtown San Diego Partnership, the Campaign to End Homelessness, and homeless service providers to get people off the streets and into permanent housing. Now get a load of this. The campaign's pilot program successfully provided 225 vouchers for permanent supportive housing for street homeless persons in the downtown area, implementing national best practices to get and keep people off the streets. Complementing those efforts is the Downtown Partnership's Work Your Way Home program, which reunited 146 homeless individuals with their families and support systems in 2013. These programs are great stories, but we are not done. Too often, when looking at challenges as complex as homelessness, people are tempted to throw their hands up and just throw in the towel. We will not be doing that. We are San Diego. We are a big city. We are a great city, and we cannot be America's finest city with thousands of our neighbors living on our streets. We can do better than this, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I'm committing to bringing forward a package to be included in our next city budget that better utilizes the money spent from the city's general fund for homeless services. This continued commitment of approximately $1.9 million will expand homeless programs that we know are working, like the Homeless Outreach Team, the Serial Inebriate Program, the Check-In Center, and the Neil Good Day Center. My plan also includes an investment in an enhanced winter shelter program that would enable shelter providers to improve assessment and case management services so that we can end the cycle of homelessness for more of our neighbors while the shelters are open. In addition, the city will provide funding to support the Regional Continuum of Care's creation of a coordinated intake and assessment system for use by all organizations throughout the region that provide homeless services. This is currently an unfunded federal mandate, but it is a critical step to delivering coordinated and efficient services to the homeless. Furthermore, investing in this system is essential to bringing nearly $16 million in annual federal funds to the city and county of San Diego. This package of solution-oriented program enhancements will allow us to do more with the money we are already spending on the homeless. And working together, we will meet my goal of ending homelessness in downtown by 2016, and when we do, we will replicate effective programs throughout our city. Now, a great city is not just one that is economically strong with a bunch of sexy streets, but it's also healthy, with a healthy environment and healthy people. No one doubts that San Diego is beautiful, with perfect weather and stunning beaches and bays, parks, canyons, and other geographical wonders. But we cannot take these blessings for granted. We are already implementing sustainable solutions for San Diego. To date, we generate 25 megawatts in renewable energy sources. We've upgraded 90% of our traffic lights to LED and installed 34,000 new energy-efficient streetlights, saving taxpayers millions of dollars. We've launched 30 energy retrofit projects in 15 buildings in Balboa Park, which combined with previous work is saving the city $1 million. But we must do more. We must do more. Let the word go out from this theater tonight that San Diego will be a global leader in addressing the challenge of climate change. We will work together with partners like Clean Tech San Diego and UC San Diego to pioneer new technologies and strategies that will protect our environment and then export them to other cities that share our sustainable vision. The cornerstone of our environmental health strategy is the Climate Action Plan, which will protect public health and put us on a path to a clean energy future with safe, vibrant, and livable neighborhoods. With 5 key strategies, the Climate Action Plan comprehensively addresses major environmental factors like energy and water conservation, local clean energy generation, waste reduction, improved transportation, and climate resiliency. That's kind of wonky, but you can clap for that. That's okay. As a city blessed with abundant sunshine, it makes sense to tap into this natural source of energy. We are leading by example with our own city buildings, where we recently approved 1 megawatt of solar energy at 2 city properties, and we are looking at installing more solar resources at all sites where it is appropriate. We will also work to make it easier for San Diego homeowners to install solar panels on their homes when the city implements a residential PACE financing program later this year. Our target is to increase the use of renewables until we power all homes and businesses in the city with 100% clean energy resources by the year 2035. Last month, the Council adopted a zero waste initiative that sets an ambitious goal of diverting all waste from city landfills by 2040 through conservation, recycling, and composting. This year, the City Council will enact to reduce the wasteful practice of single-use plastic bags and their harmful impacts on the environment and marine life. But we must do more to prepare our city for the impacts of a warming climate. Experts tell us that San Diego's water supply is likely to be severely challenged. We need a more cost-effective and diverse water supply. One solution we're working on, under the leadership of our Public Utilities Director, Hala Rezek, is to divert flow from the Point Loma wastewater treatment facility and treat it for potable water reuse. This will create a new local water source while also ensuring our wastewater treatment system protects the ocean environment. Now, make no mistake about it, none of this will be easy. Nothing worth ever doing is. But this is a part of our effort to leave this place better than we found it, and ladies and gentlemen, it is an effort worth making. Now, critical to successfully tackling both our environmental and infrastructure challenges is integrating a new transportation vision for our region. As the chair of the SANDAG Transportation Committee, there are 3 projects that we must push forward with that are key to creating a great city. First, working together with SANDAG and the Metropolitan Transit System and County Supervisor Ron Roberts, we will make significant progress this year on extending the trolley from Old Town to University Town Center. This $1.7 billion project will link Central San Diego, South Bay, and East County to the Golden Triangle Job Center, UCSD, and the VA Medical Center. We will be pushing in Washington for the full funding agreement needed to construct this important expansion to our local mass transit network. Second, while we advocate for the Mid-Coast Trolley extension in Washington, we will not forget about the urgent need to improve the U.S. side of the San Ysidro port of entry. Doing so will improve border wait times, which are disruptive to cross-border commerce and impair our efforts to strengthen our ties between San Diego and Baja California. Thanks to the united lobbying efforts of the City of San Diego and the City of Tijuana, with support from our state and federal elected delegations, I'm pleased that $226 million for Phase 3 of this project should be finalized by the end of this week. This important funding will construct the realignment of a portion of Interstate 5 to connect to Mexico's El Chaparral facility, which opened over a year ago. I want to thank my friends, Tijuana Mayor Jorge Astizaran and former Mayor Carlos Bustamante for standing with us to demand completion of this project so that we can take advantage of the full potential of our unique binational region. Thank you, Mayor Astizaran. Finally, San Diego's transportation future demands that we become a world-class bike city. It's for you back there. 50 miles of roadway were restriped last year to accommodate wider bike lanes. Green bike lanes have been installed at numerous intersections, and hundreds of shared lane markers have been placed around the city. Next month, we will eliminate traffic lanes on 2 local streets to create safer bikeways. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have begun eliminating car traffic lanes for bike lanes in Southern California. We are doing it by working together. Later this year, our bike sharing program will kick off with the phased installation of 185 stations around the city. This partnership with Deco Bike will not only expand bicycle access to more San Diegans, but will improve the connectivity of our bike, pedestrian, and public transit systems. Our updated bicycle master plan and the $200 million approved by SANDAG late last year mean that bigger and better advancements in this area in the year ahead. Pedaling makes sense for public health, our environment, reducing traffic congestion, and for greater interaction in our neighborhoods. Our vision is for San Diegans to be connected by a transportation network with robust pedestrian, bicycle, car, and transit options. Our streets are not just for cars, they're for people. And when they're designed and function as the public spaces they should be, everyone benefits. Now, we've covered a lot of ground tonight, and some might think that it's impossible to accomplish all the objectives I've outlined, that the challenges are too great, that the goals are too ambitious, that the resources are too small. But that is not San Diego. We dare to be great, and when we do, we have succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. Picture San Diego in 1915. Although we were a small city of just 40,000 people, San Diegans had the foresight to invest in their future by inviting the world to experience the beauty, the resources, and the promise of our remarkable region. 3 million people accepted that invitation and made the 1915 Panama, California International Exposition a huge success. 100 years later, we are the beneficiaries of that work. It gave us the city's crown jewel, Balboa Park, and it was the catalyst for a century of remarkable economic growth and prosperity. As we near the 2015 centennial of the exposition, more investments are being made in Balboa Park. We've completed the pedestrian enhancements at the Plaza de Panama, launched the new tram service, and are currently underway with upgrades and improvements to many of the historic buildings in the core of the park. Working with Caltrans, we are completing a total retrofit of the iconic Cabrillo Bridge. And we'll soon be constructing additional accessibility improvements to ensure everyone can access and enjoy the park. In 2015 will be another year of greatness in our park. San Diegans are coming together to produce an event that will highlight our innovation, showcase the breadth of our diversity, engage our minds, and inspire our children. In addition to the exciting exhibits being planned for the cultural institutions, Balboa Park will sparkle with lights and festivals and forums throughout the year. In 2015, our generation has its own opportunity to tell the San Diego story to every corner of the globe. Let the story we tell be one of a city that was not content with just being fine. Let's tell the story of a city that challenged itself to be great. Let's not be a city that follows. Let's be a city that leads. Let's show the world that we have worked together to lay a strong foundation built on economic prosperity, equality of opportunity, and environmental leadership for others to follow in the 21st century. The people of San Diego has led a clear agenda. You want a stronger economy, better jobs, excellent public schools in every neighborhood, and a government that respects and is respected by its citizens. San Diegans aren't looking for miracles. You're looking for responsible, responsive leaders focused on providing basic public services effectively and efficiently. You want us to work together, not as Republicans and Democrats or business as labor, but you want us to come together to solve real problems. We hear you. We hear you, ladies and gentlemen, and we've only just begun to provide the kind of government that you deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of our city is strong, and in the year ahead, working together, we will make it even stronger. In closing, I want to tell you what a privilege it has been serving as your mayor. As a Native American, Filipino, Puerto Rican, Dutch gay guy, and the son of a hotel maid and a gardener, it is fair to say that this was not an expected experience. It was one that I took with a sincere commitment and a heavy heart. So on a personal note, I'd like to leave you tonight with this thought. It reflects how I feel and the honor it is to serve you. Helen Keller said, "I long to accomplish a great and noble task, but it is my chief duty to accomplish small tasks as if they were great and noble." On behalf of my fellow city council members, our city attorney, and as your mayor, I thank you for all you've done and will continue to do as we work together in 2014. And I thank you for allowing me to lead in both the large and small tasks as if they were all great and noble. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless our great city of San Diego.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Gloria, for providing such a brilliant and inspirational vision for the year ahead. I look forward to working collaboratively with all of you on the many important issues facing our city. This does bring our evening to a close. Thank you for joining us for the 2014 State of the City Address. All of you are invited to attend the city reception at the U.S. Grant. Today's special meeting of the San Diego City Council is now adjourned until the next regular meeting of the City Council, which will be held on Monday, January 27th. Now you can applaud or shake hands.